Good evening. Live from New York, the CC Radio Network is proud to bring you tonight's show, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc, where we talk about religion like you've never heard before. There's no evangelist here, just talk about religion with a twist. So let's get started and have some fun. Welcome our hosts for tonight, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Live from New York, it is the Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
Starring
the Rev
and the Doc. Well, the Rebellious Rev.
Rebellious
Actually,
Rev
not so
and
rebellious today, ladies and gentlemen, because yesterday was his birthday.
That's right.
And if you call up and guess how old the Rebellious Rev is, tell them what they're going to win.
They're going to win a date with Mark.
Oh, my God. I don't even know if I can handle that.
Via the internet.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Hey. Could be a lot of, how should we put it?
A lot of virtual stuff. Just leave it at that. Let them use their imagination. But ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I might as well say that today is my nephew's birthday. He turned 33. And my great-nephew started to eat fruit today for the first time. He lives in L.A. with my nephew and his wife. And I'm looking here at a list of famous Jews. You'll notice from the title of our blurb, all of them witches. Well, not quite, but they are Jewish. Okay? And one would ask themselves, why would Jewish people change their name if they're in show business, singing, or acting? Because it's always been that one of the areas always open to Jewish people has been entertainment. So why change your name? But this goes back all the way to Shakespeare. Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know about that, but okay, maybe he's 1/8. Jennifer Lawrence.
You'd be surprised.
Ladies and gentlemen, you would be surprised if I read out this whole list. In fact, if nobody calls today, Rev, guess what we're going to be doing?
Well, also,
we're going to be reading the list.
If you're listening to us on Blog Talk Radio today, I'm turning on the chat room right now, and also you will notice the pictures of all the guys around and gals they're all Jewish, converted Jewish, or part Jewish. Everybody.
And you get bonus points if you could pick out
who they
the
are.
Rev's picture when he was a young man.
Just passed by though. Right now you're looking at him. Hurry up.
If you're not looking, ladies and gentlemen, you missed him. What can I say?
Anyway, our phone number is 646
595 3275.
And
but really, if you go back to the time of Shakespeare with the traveling minstrel shows, okay,
Mr.
the actors
Spock was Jewish.
Yes, Mr. Spock is Orthodox from Canada. Mr. Spock speaks Hebrew. Mr. Spock still davens in Hebrew.
He also speaks, what language is that?
Vulcanese. Lisa Kudrow, I know. Lots of good pictures, folks, but getting back to what I was saying. Jews weren't allowed to own land back in the 14 and 1500s. So many of them were traveling minstrels or actors, actresses, although back then women did not act. It was all men, and the men played female roles, as you're well aware from Shakespeare. But being an actor in a traveling show was one of the things open. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Really?
Russian.
Rambo, huh?
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, son of Sam.
Yeah,
Although,
well,
yeah, you gotta.
even though he was adopted.
Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Can't forget about them. Back in 51, sold the atomic bomb secrets to Russia. They were the only two people put to death by electrocution in New York, in Sing Sing prison.
Yep. You know, I was also going to put the list of Howard Stern. I picture him now, looking good. I was also going to read the list of all the Catholic people who are in show business and in entertainment and all that, but whoever's not the Jews, the Catholic.
I wonder how many people know that Sammy Davis Jr. was a Jewish convert, and I know they know the story behind it. Sammy Davis had a rough upbringing, and he was more or less unofficially adopted by an old Jewish man, an old Jewish family, and they took care of him. They sent him to school, and to honor their memory, he converted to Judaism. In fact, my wife likes to tell the story. My wife grew up in Brooklyn and then moved to Hewlett. And talk about redlining, or red zoning. There was a Jewish comedian who wanted to, singer and dancer, wanted to move into Hewlett or Woodmere. And the neighborhood voted him down, and it turned out to be Sammy Davis Jr. Not because he was black, but because they were worried about somebody in show business moving to the neighborhood and all the different people in and out, okay? But another little tidbit that you get if you listen to our show.
What else? What other tidbits do we have?
Nell Carter, the singer and dancer. Nell Carter, been on Broadway. 1982, she converted to Judaism. Another African American who converted to Judaism.
Are you looking at the list of converted Jews?
Well, it doesn't say. It just says famous Jews, but then next to their name, it'll say whether they were converted.
There's also a list of just converted Jews there.
Right now, I haven't seen that. So,
and the number one on the list is Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, I believe when she married Arthur Miller, she converted to Judaism. Hey, how could we forget Elizabeth Taylor? When Elizabeth Taylor married Eddie Fisher, she converted to Judaism.
And she's very proud of it.
Oh, yes. Even after their divorce, she never went back to her old religion. She stayed with it.
Okay, let's see. I got to check something out. The doc.
Okay.
I got to see where my phone is because I'm expecting a very important phone call. So you read a name or two while I go get my phone.
Well, I think I understand why so many people dislike Barack Obama.
You do?
His real name is Barack Hussein Mendel Obama. He's actually Jewish. What are you giving me that look for? His name is Mendel. No.
People can't hear me, so I don't know why I'm
I don't know either. Let's see now. As I go down this list, you'll have to bear with me. The Rev printed out about 50 pages here, and I certainly would not dare go through all of them with you. Comedian Jack Black, the actor Harold Ramis, Goldie Hawn, Gilda Radner. Did he? No, because his name, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says that he's Jewish. You remember Rob Reiner from All in the Family, Meathead? He's Jewish, along with his dad, Carl, who was one of the writers on the Dick Van Dyke Show, the original Dick Van Dyke Show. Mel Brooks, of course. The comedian Al Jolson and singer, who was really born Cantor's son, and he was supposed to practice religion and be a singer in the synagogue, and he opted to for a career in records and movies. Chelsea Handler is another one that you might not be familiar with. You know the name. Let's see. The Rev has abandoned me here to myself, so I'm going through the Adam Sandler, Adrian Brody, the actor, Ashley Tisdale, Amanda Bynes, another actress, Amy Irving. Amy Irving, I believe, is married to Steve, well, she was married to Paul Simon, I think. Barbara Streisand, Art Garfunkel.
They both were. What was Garfunkel's name? Partner's name?
Paul Simon.
Simon and Garfunkel, that's right. They were both Jewish.
Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal grew up here in Long Beach, Long Island. In fact, his family still lives there. Whenever he comes to New York, he always goes home. He has two brothers living in Long Beach. His mom recently passed away, but his parents lived there for many, many years. Over 50 years they were living there.
And just not to keep them all nice and nice, Son of Sam was Jewish?
I believe we said that already. But
no, we didn't say it on the show.
No, I know, but he converted and he found religion in prison, and not Judaism. He said he was reborn.
Who?
Son of Sam.
His family was Jewish.
That doesn't mean he's Jewish now. He said, I saw the special on him.
Oh, he's not a Jew anymore.
He doesn't consider himself Jewish anymore, no. Notable Jews in history.
The big swindler, the big pyramids.
Bernie Madoff. I don't even have to look it up. As soon as you said big swindler, I knew right away.
Bernie Madoff, yep.
Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is another one. He was born Robert Allen Zimmerman. Okay, but he too strayed from Judaism and I think converted. I don't think he came back to Judaism.
What did he convert into?
I have no idea. That didn't say.
Well, it says that he converted.
What?
It says